So, NEET UG 2022 was held on 17th August, and a lot of aspirants, including me, sat in the examination with very high hopes. But when we came out of the examination hall, the situation was very different for all of us. Some of us could see ourselves in a medical college, but at the same time, the majority of aspirants couldn't hold back their feelings because they knew in their heart that they wouldn't be able to make it. Luckily, this time I belong to the first category. I'm expecting a very good score of 650 plus marks, but this was not the situation during all the 3 attempts that I gave. Yes, this was my third attempt, and finally I know that I'll be in a government college very soon. But let me take you through my beautiful journey with all the ups and downs of all the 3 attempts. I'm sure that you'll get a lot to learn, so hit that subscribe button and join me in my journey. So I have been a very bright student from the very start. After 10th I was really confused that with which subject I should go, but in the end I end up choosing bio. And you won't believe when I say this that till the mid of 11th I didn't knew that an exam named NEET exists. My biology teacher Rahman sir told me about this examination, and he said ki you have the potential and I think you should go for it. And I was like, yeah, I can do it, kar sakte hai, kya dikkat hai. I took it very lightly because I had no idea of the intensity of this examination, and probably that's the reason that this exam took me very lightly for 2 times. So 11th passed like this. After coming to 12th, I became a little serious and I started to prepare for this exam still on a very basic level. Obviously, I had my boards and I was trying to cover class 11 for NEET. And at that point of time, I convinced myself that the best time to prepare for any examination, competitive examination, was after 12th, like when you take the first drop. I told myself that यार ठीक है, बोर्ड्स के साथ देते हैं, अगर होता है तो होता है, वरना ठीक है, it's okay, we'll take a drop and we'll prepare seriously then, and after that we'll give the examination with full josh and all. I had this thought at the back of my head, but that didn't mean that I stopped preparing for NEET. I prepared very honestly for both boards and NEET. 12th passed, I did brilliant in boards, 94%, I topped my school, like I was very happy, I was praised all around on the 9th cloud. And by then COVID was already here, due to which the exam was postponed. Yes, it did give extra time to prepare, but मैं ये नहीं सोचती थी. I only used to get frustrated. मतलब जितना exam postpone होता था, instead of using it for my advantage, using the extra time for my advantage, I used to get frustrated कि कितना postpone हो रहा है. I want to get done with it and this, that. I remember NEET 2020 was held on 13th September. I remember it exactly because 11th September is my birthday, and I was very disappointed when the dates were announced because I wanted to celebrate my birthday, but obviously because of the exams I didn't celebrate my birthday, and I gave the exam on 13th. When I came out of the examination center, I was very happy. मुझे लगा था कि कुछ नहीं तो at least I'll get 600 plus marks. I was very happy, very pumped कि yeah, I am going to get into a college this time only, this, that. But that wasn't the case. I came back home and calculated my marks on the very same night, and my score was 507. I was heartbroken, obviously. I remember crying for that whole night. I was on call with one of my friends who had also given the exam, by the way, and she kept telling me that it's okay, it was just your first attempt, 507 is such a good score and you have done brilliant, you will definitely get into a college next year, go for a job, this, that. But I couldn't stop crying because I didn't want to go through the same syllabus again. मैंने मान लिया था that I am saturated, I don't want to read this whole syllabus. I wanted to go to college like my other school friends, but and the thing that was hurting me even more was कि when I got out of the examination center, I was expecting कि at least 600 plus marks आ जाएंगे, because when I checked my question paper and I matched the answers, majority of my mistakes were silly mistakes like calculation mistakes या फिर question पूरा नहीं पढ़ा था, this, that. So that hurted me even more. But regardless, I went for a job. My parents asked me that what coaching do I want to join. I told them that I don't want to join any coaching. I'll go for self-study. And the reason I said this was because again, as I said, कि NEET 2020 का paper was very easy, and I did just silly mistakes and calculation mistakes in approximately 25 questions. So I concluded that my concepts are clear, and I only need to practice. The only thing that I'm lacking is practice. और अगर मेरी practice रही होती तो मुझसे इतनी mistakes नहीं होती, and I would have made into a college this year only. So with all this thought in my head, I decided to only do practice for the rest of the year. So I bought a question bank from NEET Prep and I solved only and only questions. That's what I did for the rest of the year. No lectures, nothing, कुछ नहीं किया, सिर्फ questions ही solve किए. And this drop was the time when I realized the first attempt of anything is the best time, because the josh and the enthusiasm you have during the first attempt never comes back. One other thing that always disturbed me during my drop was NTA. I was always frustrated because of their decision making and a lot of other things, like they were really slow. They never used to answer to the questions of the aspirants, and that really used to frustrate me. I also used to feel कि I'm stuck, मेरी ज़िंदगी रुक गई है, मैं कहीं जा नहीं रही हूँ, I'm not moving ahead, I'm not moving forward. So in short, basically I was turning all negative. But in spite of all this, I worked really hard. I will say this again and again that I worked really hard in spite of all these mental factors and all. मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत करी. मुझे जो समझ में आता था मैं वो सब कुछ करती थी अपनी प्रिपरेशन के लिए. एंड वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट आई ऑलवेज लैक्ड वाज गाइडेंस फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्ट. नोबडी गाइडेड मी. आई ऑलवेज डिड जो मुझे समझ आता था, जो मुझे लगता था कि हाँ ये सही है, मैं वही करती थी. एंड आई थिंक दैट अगर उस टाइम पे मेरे पास गाइडेंस रहा होता तो शायद किसी ने मुझे बताया होता कि गो फॉर लेक्चर्स एज वेल, सिर्फ क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना इज़ नॉट एवरीथिंग. एनीवेज, so first drop was really hard for me, and again the dates were announced, and again it was 12th September. Once again my birthday was spoiled. I was again very disappointed. So I gave the exam on 12th again, and I knew exam hall से निकलते ही कि पेपर उतना अच्छा नहीं हुआ है मेरा. My father was waiting for me outside the examination hall, and I remember after coming home without even calculating my marks, I burst into tears because I knew कि मेरा पेपर अच्छा नहीं हुआ है. But then my brother consoled me and we sat down to like calculate the marks, and my marks came out to 585. And once again I was very heartbroken. Once again I cried for the whole night. I was thinking this to myself that last year also I was crying, this year also I am crying. What the hell did I do for the past 1 year? मैंने क्या प्रिपरेशन की है, मैंने क्या पढ़ाई की है. जब मैं तभी भी रो रही थी, अभी भी रो रही हूँ, फ़र्क क्या है, दिस दैट. I was torturing myself. I remember when I was crying, I used to like feel short of breath. I remember I used to sit in the veranda at around 12 a.m. Everybody used to be fast asleep, and I couldn't sleep because I had worked really hard during my first job, and I couldn't digest the fact that this time also I'm not able to make it. I used to think of this constantly कि what about my parents, they must be so heartbroken, this. And then everybody began to say कि cut off कम जाएगी, and plus there were 9 new colleges opening in my state, Uttar Pradesh. So that gave me a little bit of hope कि हो सकता है कि मिल जाए 585 पे भी colleges बार, because everybody is saying कि cut off कम जानी है, and because of the new colleges maybe state quota से मुझे कोई college मिल जाए. So that gave me a little amount of hope. But all of these hopes were shattered when the results were announced. I remember the results were announced very close to Diwali, and I hate NDA for that. They spoiled the festival for so many people. Again, after like completely knowing the fact कि हाँ अब तो नहीं होने वाला, after seeing my rank, although I did participate in counseling, but I knew कि like it's very difficult. It's like finding a needle in the stack of rice, and I knew for weeks I couldn't stop crying, and there were so many things that I had decided कि selection के बाद ये करूँगी वो करूँगी, and thinking of those things made me even upset कि मेरा selection नहीं हुआ, अब मुझे 1 साल और wait करना पड़ेगा ये चीज़ें करने के लिए, this that, and all of these things used to add up, and even if I used to like sit idle, मैं कुछ नहीं करती थी, मैं चुपचाप बैठी रहती थी, and suddenly some thought used to come in my head and I used to start crying. I remember, मतलब कुछ नहीं होता था, कोई मुझसे कुछ नहीं कहता था, मैं चुपचाप बैठी रहती थी, फिर भी कुछ भी दिमाग में आता था और मैं तुरंत रोने लगती थी. My parents, because they had seen me working hard, उन्होंने मुझे एक शब्द नहीं कहा था. Literally my mother used to say कि मतलब मेरी मम्मा ने तो मान लिया था कि मैंने पूरी मेहनत की है, एंड मेरी किस्मत ख़राब है, इस वजह से नहीं हो पाया. A few months passed and I decided to start my preparation again in January. I decided to give it one more shot, but this time I made sure that I told myself that I have to enjoy the process and I have to live in the present. मतलब मुझे कुछ भी ये नहीं कहना है कि हाँ सिलेक्शन के बाद ये करूँगी या इसके बाद वो करूँगी. मुझे जो भी करना होगा मैं उसी टाइम पे करूँगी, उसी मोमेंट में करूँगी. डोंट टेक दीज एडवाइसेज एंड कीप ऑन लाइक वॉचिंग मूवीज़ एंड टीवी सीरीज एंड गोइंग आउट विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड नेग्लेक्टिंग स्टडीज़ एंड सेइंग कि मुझे तो अपनी खुशी को ध्यान देना है, पढ़ाई नहीं करनी है. All these things will only work for you when you are honest towards your preparation. You have like a really good amount of self-control. तभी ये सारी चीज़ें आपके लिए work करेंगी. By January, I had a huge backlog as well, but I decided to be honest with my preparation and enjoy the process at the same time. I read a lot of self-help books that helped me get back on track, and finally, after a lot of efforts, life was back to normal. And gave the exam on the 17th of July and scored super good. I am expecting a marks of 650 plus. LNG की से मेरे 655 आ रहे हैं. I'm very proud of myself, very grateful for where I am today, very grateful that I'm getting to experience all this. I always used to think that what it would be like knowing that I'll soon be in a medical college, and now I know what it feels. So there are 5 things that I want you to take away from this video. The number one thing is always seek for guidance. You cannot do everything on your own. Trust me, I know this, that during my first drop अगर मुझे सही guidance मिली होती तो मुझे ये second drop लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. And never be afraid of asking for help. The second thing is don't be frustrated of things that are not in your control. Like अभी ये जो scene चल रहा है that merging the NEET and JEE exams with the CUET exams. A lot of people must be stressing out, and I know that it's normal. किसी को भी होता, मुझे भी होता. But those things are not in your control, right? You cannot do anything about it. अगर वो होना होगा तो हो जाएगा, अगर वो नहीं होना होगा तो नहीं होगा. There is no point of worrying. So don't be frustrated about those things. I used to be frustrated about like these things during my first job कि मतलब admit card कब आएगा, एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस नहीं शुरू कर रहे लोग, ये वो दिस दैट, 2 अटैम्प्ट होगा या नहीं, बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग नीट 2021 देयर वाज क्वाइट अ बज़ कि 2 अटैम्प्ट होगा और ऑनलाइन मोड में पेपर होगा, दिस दैट. तो आई यूज टू लाइक थिंक अबाउट दीज थिंग्स अ लॉट, एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वो मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. आई कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट देम. सो it was all just a waste of thinking about those things. So just stop it and focus on what you have in your control, and that is studying and studying. The third point is that whatever you do, make sure you enjoy it. Otherwise all your efforts will go in vain. जो भी करोगे सब बकवास हो जाएगा अगर आप उस प्रोसेस को enjoy नहीं कर पा रहे हो. किसी भी चीज़ को बोझ समझ के करोगे, at the end वो चीज़ आई डोंट थिंक वो सक्सेसफुल हो पाएगी. सो जस्ट enjoy the process, be grateful for the position that you are in, and rest everything will fall in place. The fourth point is that live in the present. If you want to do something, go for it, do it. Because if you wait for the perfect timing, that will never come, because there is no such thing as perfect timing. I have waited for a lot of things कि मैं ये तो तब करूँगी जब इसका बिल्कुल perfect time होगा, और वो perfect time कभी आया भी नहीं, अभी तक नहीं आया है इनफैक्ट. सो नेवर वेट फॉर थिंग्स. ऑब्वियसली कि मतलब अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि पढ़ाई छोड़ के चल रहे हैं घूमने, मूवीज़ देख रहे हैं, सीरीज़ देख रहे हैं. नो, आई मीन लाइक डोंट स्टॉप योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम डूइंग एवरीथिंग. जो बस में है, जो कर सकते हो, जितना एंजॉय कर सकते हो उतना ज़रूर करो. एंड द फिफ्थ पॉइंट इज़ दैट बी ऑनेस्ट विद योर सेल्फ एंड देन एक्सेप्ट वॉट एवर हैपन्स. बिकॉज ट्रस्ट मी, जो होता है सब अच्छे के लिए होता है. बस अपनी तरफ से पूरी मेहनत करो, पूरा ऑनेस्ट रहो, एंड हैव फेथ इन द सुप्रीम. And yeah, this was all about like my journey from NEET 2020 to 2022. It has been a beautiful journey. It's over. I'm happy that it's finally over, but I'll always cherish it. This journey has given me a lot of things to learn. This journey has given me a lot of lessons that will help me throughout my life, and I'll never be able to forget them. And yeah, make sure that you make your journey memorable as well. Don't take it as a boj. I am planning a video on the things that I did differently during my second job that helped me with my preparation and with the exam. So stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in a new video very soon. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.